Hello everyone, I'm Mike34 from Psychic Gamers, and today I've got a breakdown for the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 multiplayer trailer. Now before you watch this breakdown video, I would highly recommend that you go and watch the actual trailer in its entirety. I can't show you that trailer in this video because last time I attempted that, I landed myself with a worldwide block and had some copyright issues temporarily on my channel. So instead I'll put a link up on screen and in the description so you can go and watch the video on the official Call of Duty channel. Once you've seen that, come back here and watch the breakdown. How this is going to work is I'm basically going to go through it pretty much frame by frame, and up on the screen there's going to be a timer that shows you the exact time and even the frame at which these things occur in the video. So you can go back and check it out in the actual video in motion if you'd like to. Just in advance, I'd like to apologise for anything that I get wrong. Some of this stuff wasn't clear at the time I made this breakdown, so if you're watching in the future, know everything about the game, I probably will have embarrassed myself a bit. And also, I'd like to apologise for the small darker strip of video at the bottom of each of the freeze frames. It was just caused by the screen capture software I used. But anyway, let's get on with the video. So here we are, this is the first glimpse of actual gameplay. Now, the first thing that really hit me about this is actually really bright, very vibrant. The sky is nice and blue, the trees are nice and green. We've got these wind turbines in the background sporting some orange on it. It's actually very colourful, trying to get away as much as possible from the grey and dark green that has been just flooding FPSs for the last couple of years. This is a pretty nice scene actually, to be honest. You wouldn't expect there to be such a large amount of colour, but this is actually quite a refreshing change, and I thought this was quite nice, just showing you this dynamic section of the map. Now this is where we get into our first piece of gameplay. This is third person. This does highlight that theatre mode is back again, and one thing that I really noticed is it's focused on his legs, but look how well it's tracking. This is not done manually. This second bit also tracks his gun, or his other gun you may say, but basically look how well this is tracked, constantly on his gun and crotch. This is definitely not manually done. So what I'm thinking is in third person view in theatre you're going to be able to manipulate the camera a lot more, and it's going to lock to your character, because there's no way that the guy sat there scrolling through it in free cam, and normal third person in theatre mode so far would not allow you to get this view, especially down the bottom here looking at his feet, because it would be tilted up because the camera rotates around an axis somewhere in his torso. So this is definitely going to allow you to pan up and down in third person view in theatre. I'm going to pause myself here and look at this custom class, because I just want to go through it, as these little overlays of the creator class menu are shown throughout the video. As you may have heard, creator class has had a complete overhaul and now uses a 10-point system. You use these points to equip primaries, secondaries, attachments, perks, lethals and tacticals. I'm just going to zoom this in so we can take a closer look. In the top left we have his primary weapon, and underneath we have slots for up to 3 attachments. The one he has chosen here is Select Fire. Underneath he has space for a secondary, however this does not have to be a pistol or a launcher like it has been in previous games, and as displayed later on can indeed be a primary. This has space for 2 attachments, and he's chosen the attachment of a tactical knife. Beneath that there are 3 empty rectangles, however you will see these filled by rather vague things later on in the video. I'm not certain what these are, however I'm gonna guess that these are aesthetic things, as they include stuff such as gas masks. Over on the right hand side you'll see that we have 2 columns of 3. These are perk slots, and you can now have up to 6 perks. They still have tiers. The top 2 are blue, the middle 2 are green and the bottom 2 are yellow. This means that while you can have up to 6 perks, you are limited to 2 perks per perk tier. All of the perk emblems have completely changed, so I have no idea what perks are in Black Ops 2 and what ones are not. Some of them are probably new perks entirely. Below that are lethal and tactical equipment. Next to the lethal and tactical there is a smaller square which I believe allows you to carry 2 of your lethal and or tactical equipment. The last thing to take note of is that kill streaks are nowhere to be seen in creator class, so it seems that they're going back to the all classes use the same kill streak setup. Now with that creator class explanation out of the way, let's carry on with the breakdown. As you can see, he has the M8A1 select fire. Now this is presumably what this is below his weapon. That attachment is obviously what select fire is. It's in burst mode, so I assume you can switch between burst, fully automatic, semi-automatic using this select fire attachment. 28 out of 100, that's how many he's got in his clip as compared to how many he's got total, pretty standard. Above that we have his kill streaks. There are 3 kill streaks here. I'm not sure what they are. There seems to be some sort of jet plane strike, a quad rotor and a helicopter. I have no idea what exactly they do, but just like in Modern Warfare 3, you can see your 3 kill streaks. And there's a little bar that you may or may not be able to see just to the left of those images, and that does fill up, you will see throughout the trailer. Top left I didn't mention, but again pretty obvious, we got the mini-map. Now this is where we get to see the throwable. This is a shock charge. It seems to be similar to an EMP grenade. There's a nice bit of a lens flare off of the sun in the background there as well. But anyway, here he goes. He throws the shock charge, and here we see theatre. Again, this is very nicely tracking the shock charge. I'm not sure that this is done manually, so possibly being able to track throwables in theatre could be a good idea. But here it is, he throws it, it lands in the ground. Nice little dirt effect there. And then this is where it releases its EMP. It stuns the guy, he can't do anything, he can't even move. One thing I would note, however, is that although the guys aren't moving, they still can shoot. So I'm not sure the exact effects of this. It seems that it stuns them in some way. They can't move at all, but they can still fire. Whether they can look around or not, I have no idea. But here you go. This is the first kill we see in Black Ops 2 multiplayer. So here we are. He gets the first kill. 2 things pop up here. The first is the player card of the person he kills. He kills DJ Vaughn, and that's David Vonderhaar. The other thing that pops up is this accolade thing in the top middle of the screen. I'm not sure what to call it, so I'm going to call them accolades. But they have these really, really nice looking designed emblems that pop up. And this is when you get specific types of kills. In this case, he gets revenge, and this nice flaming skull accolade pops up in the middle of the screen. But back to the player card. We see this one, and then we see the player card of the other guy he killed. As you can see, 2 very different emblems, but not very professional looking. To me, this really suggests that customizable emblems are coming back into the game. So then it jumps to another map and another guy. As you can see in the background, there's some dynamic crane movement there, and this seems to be a real feature of Black Ops 2 maps. They wanted to make him look a lot more interesting. If we take a look here, top left hand corner, there are 4 players. This is either some sort of team tactical mode, or there's going to be new modes where there's only going to be 4 players instead of 6. In the bottom right, you can see his gun is a POW 57, and the attachment is an MMS. We will see more of that in a minute. It's also an automatically firing gun, fully auto. We see his throwables, looks like a concussion grenade, Semtex grenade, although that isn't shown. And we can see his kill streaks there. And then this is what I was talking about. In the bottom rectangles, there is something in the bottom left. It looks like a soldier wearing a gas mask. Here he scopes in with this optic. I assume this is the MMS referenced in the name down in the bottom right hand corner. Now a thing to notice, look on the left hand side of his reticle. You can just see a ghostly figure appear there, and also on the right hand side, through the boxes you are able to see enemies with this scope. This attachment is going to allow you to sort of see through walls. There's probably a perk to counter that, assassin style perk no doubt. But anyway, we see it in action here. The guy pops out the side and he gets to fire at him. The other thing we should look at here is on the left hand side, it informs us that a guy by the name of Min to the Max 8 has called in a lightning strike. Now I assume this isn't an actual lightning strike as in electricity coming from the sky, but this is a new kill streak called the lightning strike, and it informs us when people call in their kill streaks. So as we kill this guy, we can see another completely custom emblem, and also the background of his player card is slightly different as well. So here he jumps, but he doesn't just jump. As from this classy theatre view here, we can see he does dolphin dive. So dolphin diving is back in Black Ops 2. He lands in the smoke, and he is knocked off guard a little bit by his dolphin dive. So this is hopefully going to reduce drop shotting, just as it did slightly in Black Ops 2, because you can't shoot immediately after you've landed from the dolphin dive. Other thing to look at here, he does have an awful lot of face paint and camouflage all over his arms and face. Perhaps they're bringing back the face paints again. Nice bit of customizability. So here he's using the scope again, taking a bit of a blind fire through. This guy here, it sort of appears out of nowhere. I assume it's because he's shielded by the smoke and not because he is actually invisible. But anyway, he kills the guy with this scope being able to look through the smoke. On the right hand side, we can see as he kills the guy, that bar goes up to unlock the next kill streak, just as in Modern Warfare 3. Also on the floor here, M8A1 reflex. So again, the M8A1 is shown, and reflex sight is also confirmed to be in the game. And switching over to yet another brand new match here. This is the same map from earlier. As you see, David Vondar is at level 55 there. This is rumoured to be the maximum level achievable before you can prestige, and this video does suggest that that is so, because nobody else is shown as higher than 55. Over on the right hand side, we can see the guy's custom class setup. The weapon he's using is an LSAT hybrid optic. And the interesting thing I think about this is previously weapons with more than one attachment have been described as customized. However, there's more than one attachment shown here. There's the hybrid optic and something that I would guess is a hollow points type thing, maybe FMJ. That's what it looks like. But it isn't referenced in the name in the bottom right corner. It's not called customized. So why that's there without changing the gun's name, I have no idea. So here Vondar gets headshotted before the guy goes down here to take on about 3 people. Now, if you have used the hybrid sight in Modern Warfare 3, you would know that you have to zoom out, twiddle this little knob on the side, and then zoom back in. However, look how fast he changes with the hybrid sight. Look, bam. Instant. Like literally a couple of frames. No more twiddling knobs to change the hybrid sight. They've also got customizable reticles back. On the top it's just a normal red dot sight, or an orange dot sight should I say, and down the bottom it's got this sort of semicircle with a dot in the middle. So he takes fire down here at these few people here. Now watch the kill streak bar on the right hand side. It's full, and then as soon as he gets this kill, goes back down to nothing and then up to 1. This is because, as with Modern Warfare 3, you will not need to die to restart your kill streak. You'll be able to go all the way back round again. And this is where we see another brand new kill streak. It's also worth noting that there seems to be a type of helicopter in the air as shown by the minimap. However, we can't actually see it in game. So this is where he pulls out the turret. Just appears very quickly, no faffing around with that mobile phone type thing like in Modern Warfare 3. Press RT to place the turret. Playing on Xbox, bit of a shame but rather unsurprising. So here he places it down and it unfolds fairly quickly into this shield type thing, and what it does is it blasts some sort of, I don't know, heat or air wave at the enemies and shocks them. They can't move that well, can't shoot that well. As you can see, this thing is called a Guardian, and he actually gets a bonus for suppressing these people with the Guardian. Also, if we back up here very briefly, as in you need to go through it frame by frame like I am briefly, it says here Thursday Hammer is calling in an escort drone. Another kill streak confirmed here. And also if we go through here again, we can just make out, look at that emblem there. next to where it says Rhino keys. The guy is level 52, so again not breaking that 55 mark that we said is possibly the maximum rank. But look at his prestige emblem. This is the prestige emblem for prestige 15 on Call of Duty Black Ops. Now, this is rather weird. Why does this guy have the emblem from Call of Duty Black Ops? Are they just being lazy and copying and pasting in the emblems? There's a possibility, but something weird's going on here. I don't know why they've reused that prestige emblem. So skipping through here, although it appears in the slot that the lethals have for the past couple of custom classes shown, as you can see down in the bottom right hand corner, it is actually a tactical, and that looks very, very similar to the motion sensor seen in Black Ops. Now, while I'm not very happy with motion sensors being brought back in, David von der Haar has said that these are going to be more pro-Russia than pro-camper, and I would have been quite interesting to see how they've accomplished that with these things. If we look at the mini-map, we can see something flying around up there, and here he actually sees it. It is a quad rotor. Probably sick of these things by now, but here we go. It's flying around trying to shoot him, but he does take it out with his Chicom, and it is burst fire, but it does fire very, very quickly. It takes out this thing within a few bursts, and there you go, destroyed Dragonfire. So those things are not called quad rotors in the game, they're in fact called Dragonfires, and he gets the Fly Swatter accolade. This is where we get to see some gameplay inside the quad rotor. So you're flying around with this, it's fully controllable by you, and people being shot by this thing go down fairly quickly. It gets a Red Baron accolade. I'm not exactly sure what for, but it's something to do with flying the quad rotor around as displayed by the emblem there. So here his secondary weapon is shown. This is an FHJ-18 AA. So this is an anti-aircraft secondary, very, very similar to the Stinger in the way it functions. Just like the way you pull it up, the way it's used, even the amount of ammo in it is pretty much the Stinger. But it does look a little bit different, a bit more futuristic, and as you see, locks on here, takes out the Dragonfire in one. Unlike the recon drone in Modern Warfare 3, that thing doesn't have any flares apparently, and it flies down here and crashes into the ground to explode. Moving on to another clip here, and we can see a couple of guys here using riot shields, and this is a first for Triarch's games. Don't normally use riot shields, but they seem to be doing so in Black Ops 2. But these riot shields function a little bit differently, and you'll be able to see that in a second. So here they are. They're a lot larger than the Modern Warfare 3 riot shields. Quite a big clear section, and here he seems to place the riot shield in the ground, and then there's a gap in the middle that he can duck behind and shoot through. So the riot shield is now basically a mobile head glitch spot. The weapon this guy's using here, the AN-94 customized, is using a fairly interesting sight here. As you can see, the players on the enemy team are highlighted in a way that is usually only seen on kill streaks. You can see them even behind cover there. Now at this point in the trailer it says hostile AGR inbound, and to start with I actually thought it was a helicopter, but no, this is just the care package helicopter. It flies in, drops the package, now a little bit more cube shaped than a rectangle like they have been in the past, but from this cube out pops the AGR, and it's a little walking robot tank thing by the look of it. Very, very similar to the assault drone from Modern Warfare 3. It fires bullets from one side and rockets from the other. Seems to be pretty powerful, and one thing that really stood out to me here, look just below the hit marker. That seems to be either a ballistic vest or a blast shield hit marker. So take a guess at what it is. I personally think it looks like a ballistic vest. Haven't seen any other evidence of the kill streak in the game yet though. And the other thing I think is weird is he only gets 25 for an AGR kill, even though back here he got 100 for a normal kill. The other thing to notice is, just as with the quad rotor, while he's inside the AGR, the kill streak counter is not shown. This not being shown heavily implies that kill streaks will not stack. You won't be able to use your kill streaks to get the next kill streak. And then on to another gameplay. Mostly use my blade. Nice little pun there. One thing to note here is the return of the attack dog's kill streak. Look on the bottom right, it's the middle kill streak. You can clearly see the dog's head there. But one thing that's quite interesting to note is dogs are no longer the top kill streak. There is something else above that. He's using a weapon called a Raging Judge. Sounds fairly suspicious, but you'll see what it is in a second. It's basically a magnum. He also has 3 of these funny rectangles down the bottom. Still not sure what they are. However, as you may see, he has nothing except the Raging Judge, but he does have 6 perks. Obviously, by sacrificing his weapons, he's able to stock up on a lot of perks here. This is again taking advantage of the brand new creator class system. So here he runs over to this fairly unsuspecting guy, pumps some shots into him, takes him out. Again, unique emblem and background shown. The MK48 is there, light machine gun, gets the buzz kill, and this is where the mostly use my blade thing comes into account. Having shot that guy with the pistol, he whips out the combat knife. Now the interesting thing about this is it doesn't go straight back like it normally would. This is now a completely separate weapon. However, if we look at the creator class, it isn't there as a separate weapon, so it is indeed available to everyone. I would imagine this is going to function very similarly to the battlefield knife. However, it does seem to have no effect on what's going on here, because look, bam, 1-hit kill with the knife. Very disappointed that this is still going on. I would have thought that, you know, they may have changed it to 2-hit kill. Maybe this guy was already damaged and he only took 1 hit, but honestly this looks like it's still going to be 1-hit kill with the knife. But they have tried to improve it a little bit, as you are going to have to get your combat knife out before you can use it. Now here we see this guy preparing to throw a tomahawk. Yeah, tomahawks are back, no more throwing knives. Tomahawks are quite nice, got a bit more bounce to it, able to achieve bank shots a lot more easily, a bit more fun to use than throwing knives, I think. And as you can see, pegs the guy square in the face, 1-hit kill as they were previously. If we take a look here, he has a sniper rifle, and he also has a secondary weapon. But that secondary weapon isn't a normal secondary weapon, it is a second primary. So this is sort of an overkill class, but I don't think he actually has the overkill perk. You are just able to use 2 primary weapons because of the new creator class system. He has 2 attachments on both weapons, 2 perks, and he also has those 2 things down the bottom, whatever they may be. Here he goes with a little bit of a quick scope with his DSR 50 customized. Not a complete quick scope, but it is a fairly fast 1-hit kill with this sniper rifle here, so quick scoping is not completely gone. Seems to be fairly easy again. Looks a bit like a Barrett, this gun. Just want to stop it here and look at this guy's trousers. They're pretty colourful. I have skipped over this previously, but if you go and look back through the video, you will see that a lot of people are wearing fairly colourful attire. Now I would imagine this is again something customizable that Treyarch are trying to do to make people's players look less generic. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Quite a zany set of trousers he's got going on here. This gun here is actually a sniper rifle without the scope, so you will be able to use iron sight sniper rifles and possibly even sights such as the red dot, the reflex, the ACOG again. Also look at the colour of it, possibly gold, I'm not sure. It's that sort of colour, a little bit not shiny enough, but it's potentially a gold sniper rifle. Having got the 1-shot 1-kill accolade there, David Vonderhaar lines up a nice triple kill here. Boom. Look at the feed, very classy. And he gets the 4-piece accolade, no longer just a multi-kill. But the weird thing is here, he only gets 100 points for a triple kill. Whereas here, he got 100 points for 1 kill. So I really do not have any idea how that works. I'm not entirely sure what this device is. It's some sort of tactical equipment, but it doesn't show up on the map or anything. It does have coordinates, latitude and longitude on it, and he sort of slides this battery-like thing into it to make the top section flip round. The only thing that I could guess at what it is a tactical insertion. Obviously it could be something completely new that we haven't seen before, but I would take a guess that it's a tactical insertion. It doesn't show up on the map, doesn't seem to really do anything other than he just places it, so that makes most sense to me. One thing to note is, if that is a tactical insertion, that's a lot more subtle than it has been in the Modern Warfare 3 series, going back to something a little less obvious like in Black Ops 1. We do get a good glimpse of this shotgun here, fully automatic, and it does have a laser sight on it, which is something new for Call of Duty multiplayer. Takes out this guy fairly rapidly and then finishes off this guy using C4. So here we see a new kill streak. It just seems to be a sort of kamikaze, or I suppose you can't really call it that because these things aren't manned, but a crash landing of one of these drones. We saw the same thing in the story trailer, and obviously the explosion can kill people. And that is the end of the trailer until we get through here.
Final moments of this multi-team team deathmatch. Great vertical positioning here. Spots two players. Tosses out one shock charge and a second. Can he get them both? Takes out DJ Bond. Smokes Macus with the double kill. Holy sh!
So basically what we are seeing here is the introduction of multi-team team deathmatch. This has 3 teams of 3. This is why you could see on the mini-map only 3 players on the friendly team, however more than 3 red dots for enemies. This seems to be a brand new sort of spectator mode, and with the added commentary, this is obviously designed for competitive gameplay in things such as MLG. It tells us who we're spectating in the bottom left hand corner and what team we're looking at, and in the top we see the scores of each of the teams and what mode we're playing, team deathmatch, and what map we're playing. This one is called Turbine. There's also no time limit, so this is basically doing the job that MLG and other competitive gaming events have had to do manually in the past, with little overlays and stuff like who they're following, how much time is left, who's winning. So this is obviously designed for trying to really help the competitive side of the community. I just thought that was quite a cool thing there. Going to be really great for private matches as well, even if you're not into things such as MLG. So there you go, that's the entire Black Ops 2 multiplayer reveal trailer broken down for you. There are some things that aren't particularly obvious and are still being kept a secret, so those will probably come out in the coming months and weeks before Black Ops 2's release. Otherwise we'll just have to wait until the game drops to check it out for ourselves. This video took a little bit of work, so I'd appreciate a rating for it. Make sure to comment any of your opinions and anything you think I've missed out or got wrong. And if you want to keep up to date with Black Ops 2 videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time.